right, y'all. Welcome back to yet another vlog, another episode of the Evans Family Vlog. Before anything and everything, guys, please hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell, drop a like and a comment. It would really help this channel grow, as we are a new YouTube channel and we're just trying to get this thing on the road. In today's episode, we are refinishing the bathroom. And what do I mean? We're going to get these ugly blue tiles, the ugly blue wall, and the ugly gray tiles over the bathtub out of here. We're going to paint everything white and it's going to look beautiful. I mean, just take a look at this transformation. We went from this to this. And I'm more than pleased to show you all the steps he went through so you guys could get the similar results, because I've seen a couple videos on YouTube and they actually be throwing wall paint on these tiles, and that is not the way to do it. I mean, it won't last long, and spoiler alert, I'm about 4-5 months into the future and the tiles, the tub, everything is still looking like day one. So make sure you guys stay tuned, because in the next few episodes, we're going to do a live walkthrough. I just want to show you all the ups and downs, the challenges when it comes to renovating, doing a makeover in your own house when you have a day job, and if you're a one-man army and you don't want to hire people, it does take time. As they say, Rome wasn't built in a day, but we sure as hell, with the magic of editing, we got this done in one day. Now let's continue with the video. So the first step in refinishing your bathroom is to clean and prep, okay? You guys got to do the cleaning and the prep work. This is actually the hardest part of the whole video. So you want to get some type of degreaser. You want to clean off those tiles, because you guys know we just bought this house and we don't know what the hell the other people were doing in here. So we're just going to go ahead and clean off anything we can't see, because I'm sure there's a lot of shit we can't see that's on these tiles. No shade. So we're going to go get a nice degreaser and you want to clean your tiles. Now, after you clean your tiles, you want to make sure they are dry, and then you want to do some sanding. So go ahead, get a palm sander. You could get one from Harbor Freight for under $100, for like $50. And you want to go and get some sandpaper at 200 grit, 400 grit, and 2000 grit. We're going to use the 2000 grit later, but for right now, you want to give it a first sanding of 200 grit, because the main point of this process, you want to give the paint something to grab to. Tiles are naturally slick, and paint don't like slick surfaces, so you want to rough up the tiles, open up their pores, so to say, and the paint will actually grab on to the tiles. Once you're done with the 200 grit, you want to repeat it with the 400 grit, and that's just going to give it a nice smooth finish to your hands. But trust me, those pores are still going to be open. So after you do all of your sanding, you want to go ahead, get a damp rag, and you want to clean again. You might notice some grease spots when you're sanding, like I did here. So go and get your degreaser and go and clean. You gotta have a clean surface. This is probably the most important step. Now that we got all of the cleaning, all the sanding done, the next step is some primer. So you guys can see here we're using some Seal Grip primer from PPG. This is no sponsor. I just really like this primer from one of my jobs, because the refinishing kit is actually like very thin. And if you put this primer on, you're eliminating about 2 to 3 coats that you're going to have to put on anyways. So we're going to go and use this primer. And major key, if you want to get behind your toilet, use an extension pole with a small roller. You guys can see we're using the red feather roller from Worcester. And, disclaimer, I'm not really too fond of this roller. It was a new product at the time, so I gave it a try. It's really good for walls, but for the tub, you want to use a foam roller because of all the curves. And the foam roller can actually bend into the curves. That red feather roller, after a while, the acidity of the actual refinishing paint just shreds it up, and you're stuck with a whole bunch of lint on your walls that you're going to have to sand off. Trust me, I had to go through it, and I did not like it. So now that we got all this priming done, you can see the shout out I'm giving to Worcester, right? The red feather product. And you can see the refinishing kit from Home Depot, the tub and tile refinishing kit. And this shit is strong. Make sure you have your PPE on. And I don't mean a regular mask. You need a respirator when dealing with this. This paint is highly carcinogenous, if that's a word, but it has a whole bunch of carcinogens in the paint. So you don't want to deal with that without a respirator. So all you got to do is pretty simple. Shake part A, shake part B, mix it together. Me, I poured it all out into a tray. I mixed into the tray. I poured it back into the cup, mixed it in the cup, and we had a nice product. Like I said, this is not paint, okay? To all those that put paint on their tiles, do not do it. I know it's easier, but don't do it, because this refinishing kit is so thin. You're going to see the final product. I mean, you already saw it in the beginning of the video. It's so thin, it's so glossy, it actually looks like that's how the tiles came. Now, if you put paint on your tiles, you could tell there's paint on your tiles, and it won't last nearly as long. So we're gonna mix this thing up, and trust me, this shit is so strong. I mean, I had to let the house air out for about 2 to 3 days before I was comfortable going in there without my respirator. So it's best that you do this when nobody's home, or if you have a place to stay for a few days. So if you know anything about painting, you should be fine with this. Just keep in mind, it is a lot thinner than regular paint, so it will make a mess. So you guys can see here, I did all of the walls with the roller first. I came back around with the paintbrush, and then I went over the paintbrush with the roller again, so you guys don't see any paintbrush marks. You guys know what I mean, to all you DIYers that aren't professional painters. When you guys cut with the paintbrush, you guys often leave paintbrush streaks. No shade, I used to do it too. If you don't have a steady hand and you can't feather it out, the best bet is to use your paintbrush and then go right over it with the roller, and that will get all of those nasty paintbrush streaks out of there. Now let's tune into the video for some live audio.
Okay, y'all, I gotta speak with my mask on. And we are literally done here. So I'm gonna do the last step. And the last step, because I kind of got some paint in the tub, you know, I had to sand it off. So we're gonna give the tub one last coat. We're gonna wipe down everything and give everything one last coat. But this is exactly how we want it, you know. And we're gonna sand it down with 200 or 2000 grit. Like shit like this. I don't know if you guys can see it on camera. We're going to sand that down, and you can see we still got our pattern. So if you really want a smooth finish, you have to sand. And 2000 grit for the finish sand, 200 or 400 to remove material. So we're going to go and do that. And everything came out nice, okay? You can see how nice everything came out. So we're going to go ahead and sand. And we're going to take it from there. But my God, is this a big difference. This is a very, very big difference, okay? The bathroom looks completely different in a good way. So this is what we wanted. If it was up to me, I would have painted this white too. But, you know, I got to let the missus have her way. And we're almost done. So let's do that. And then we're going to finish up the flooring today. And I might, you know, I might go ahead and take down this arch right here. This arch is probably going to go today also. And just for fluidity, right? So we have a nice one there and a nice one here. But, oh my God, this shit looks so nice. This is what we want.
And my God, it looks so beautiful. So what we're going to do now, like I said before in the live audio, we're going to go and use some 2000 grit to get any small blemishes out, because the 2000 grit does not remove your paint. That's actually what they use in the car industry, 2000 and above. It doesn't remove your paint, but it will remove other paint that's on your paint, if that makes sense. And then we're going to use a 200 grit for anything that's like really on there. After a while, this refinishing kit is so acidic, it just tears the roller apart. So if you're going to use foam rollers, make sure you have at least 2 or 3. Buy a pack of 6 for God's sake, because trust me, this shit is going to eat it through. So now you can see me going crazy, because I am a perfectionist and I don't want any blemishes on my walls or on my tub. So I'm really going to get any type of lint out, any type of dust specks out of this wall. We're going to use that 200 grit. And after we're done with that, we're going to get a nice damp rag. Not moist, not wet, damp. Okay, you should be able to wring it out and no water comes out, and you're just going to wipe down the walls, because you don't want none of that dust from your sanding to clog up your pores. literally, figuratively, physically, okay? So after that, you can see we got the Wooster again. We're trying this product, but these are the foam rollers, and I actually used this before. I really like these foam rollers compared to the standard Home Depot foam rollers. They last a little bit longer. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to use the foam roller, and we're going to give the finishing touch. Now, one thing I gotta admit, the difference between the foam roller and the red feather roller is the foam roller gives it a lighter coat, okay? So let's just say if you use a red feather roller, you got to do one coat. With the foam roller, you're probably going to have to do 2 or 3, if that makes sense. But that's what gives it that super nice finish where it looks like it came out the factory like that. And my God, I am so happy we did this. I'm so happy I talked my rib into getting those gray tiles off of the walls by the tub, because now everything looks beautiful. She jokes around, says it looks like a hospital, but I don't know what the hell she's talking about. You can see we started to paint the bathroom gray, so it is going to look beautiful. Trust me, when you guys get to see the live walkthrough in the house with all the upgrades we did, you guys are going to be like, wow. At least I hope so. But let's start to close out this video. Let's tune into some live audio, and then we're out of here. Shalom. And this is the second to last part. All we have to do now is just some silicone, some caulking with silicone, and finish painting these walls. But I just wanted to give y'all a nice little update of how the bathroom is looking now. A proper closeout. I mean, this is a big difference. We already got a coat of paint on the walls, right? Everything is just cohesive and beautiful. We're going to spray paint the radiator cover eventually, whenever we get the time to. But the star of the show is this tub and how everything came out beautiful. So don't mind this. This is my body wash, right? I leave it there. All of the misses, her stuff is there. The shampoos, the face cleaner, the soap. So everything came out beautiful, man. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I could give you guys a month review ahead of time because I'm actually a month ahead in real time. And boy, I have no complaints. Easy to clean. The water slides right off. This is how you paint tiles, right? You don't want to put wall paint on tiles because it will start to chip and peel off. And, wall paint and constant water isn't really, it don't mix. But this is beautiful. All that's left, we just got a silicone. You see some gaps over there that needs to be siliconed. And that's really about it. Everything else is beautiful. It is white balance. It's perfect. We got to do some cleaning in here. But other than that, I mean, look, right? You still get all the textures from the original tile because this paint is so thin, right? All the textures from the original tile because this paint is just so thin. Everything came out great. Just silicone that with some white silicone. We're not using clear. Use white silicone, silicone that. Everything came out beautiful, man. Everything came out beautiful. And that's just the update of the bathroom. When we come back next time, we're going to finish painting. We're going to do the siliconing. And we could wrap this series up, at least for the bathroom part. And maybe even make it a compilation video of just all the videos combined in one. And it's worth it, man. This is so worth it. Save yourself some money. Go do it yourself. Get a respirator. Let me get out of here. You guys hear that old fan up there making all that noise? But I'm going to head out of here, y'all. It's the Evans Family Vlog. Shalom.